Yeah, everybody. I got another top 5 Evercade games for, new gamers. And also, if you've just been kind of looking at another great top 5 cards to go ahead and play for your existing collection. I wish I could say this is one of them. Maybe someday. And of course, stay tuned to the end because there's going to be a bonus. So I spent some time thinking about these. You're going to have your own choices. These are my choices. And a lot of people seem to really like the last video. I'm not going to say everyone, but a good majority of people seem to like the last top 5 that I did. So I thought, while we're waiting between cards, to go ahead and do another top 5. Why not? So starting again from, least favorite to favorite. And again, this was tough, right? This was really, really tough. So yeah, of course, coming in at number 5 is going to be the Renovation Collection. So we have to go ahead and talk about this because it is a great collection, but are there better collections? I don't know. Let's see here. So this is the closest thing that we have to a Sega first-party collection, right? These are all games that appeared in the Sega Genesis. You get 12 games. It's freaking fantastic, right? Most of these games. So Argus Odyssey, really kind of great overhead RPG. I haven't played all the way through it, but it's definitely really good. You'll see some of these games hold this collection back, but some of them are really good. But that's why it's number 5 instead of further down on the list. Beast Wrestler might be one of the worst games in Evercade history, although it's somebody's favorite. Great, I guess I've heard it's not great, but more fun to 2 players. Dynaland is okay. It's a pretty weird, interesting pinball game. El Viento, fantastic. Platformer, side scroller, whatever. Very good, very different. Really recommend. I've almost completed that game. Exile, another great RPG. Haven't beaten it. Gotten pretty far. Final Zone. This is really cool. You're this mech, and you have to go around, and you have to find the objectives, and kind of destroy all these planes, and you get different weapons. This game, it's challenging. It's nuts. I haven't beaten it, but it is really, really good. Actually, what's really challenging is Gaiaris, if I'm pronouncing that right. Gaiaris and Solis, both fantastic shoot 'em ups for the Sega Genesis that make this collection worth it on its own. And that was one of the reasons for my pick. Very, very great different shoot 'em ups. Grandia is also a shoot 'em up, but it's different. It's more of I don't want to say arena shooter, but it's really different. You got to go around the map and you got to find the spot, and don't want to spoil too much. Trezia, yeah, not a good RPG. Check out Crow's channel. He did, I'm pretty sure he suffered. This is the RPG that he suffered and went all the way through. Yeah. Not a good RPG. So Valis, the Phantom Soldier, and Valis 3. Oh my god. These might be my 2 favorite platformers. My 2 favorite games in the collection. I really enjoyed both. There are a lot of great games. Valis 3 is more fast-paced, and you can switch and be characters. The first one, it's a little bit more slower-paced, but it's still really good. These 2 are excellent. Solis and Jairus is great. Grandia is good. Yeah, so almost all the games on this, really, but like Beast Wrestler and then Trezia. So yeah, you get 10 games that are really good. But maybe there might be nostalgia getting in the way of why it can't be. This could be somebody's number 1 pick. This collection is really tight. But you'll just, you'll have to see. The next card we have to go to is Megacat Studios Collection 1. Now, we do have a few Megacat collections. And there are some games on here that aren't that great, but there's one that makes it worth it. If there were more games of this quality, this would be at number 1. But let me kind of go through this list. Almost a Hero. It said it's inspired by River City Ransom. It's all right. Creepy Crawlers is just. I wish it was designed better. Not as good. Coffee Crisis is hit or miss. Some people like it. It's the hitboxes are kind of weird. Beat 'em up. Justice Duel. I don't know. I think you got to play multiplayers. Log Jammers is fun. Challenging as hell, but it's really, really fun. You got to knock the guy. Little Medusa is a great puzzler. I've almost beaten that, but it's and so we have Little Medusa, Multi-Dude, and Old Towers are really great puzzle games. So that's what kind of strengthens this collection. And then Super Painter, But my God, Tanzer, if this was just a single cart by itself, I love this game that much. It's almost like if I were to make a game for my imagination. The music, the weirdness, I love it. It's so super challenging because you only get one life, you die, you have to start all over. But that's why you have save states. I've beaten it with save states. There's multiple paths, multiple weapons. Technically, in the game, there's save states, but you have to buy them. But it is such a good game. I've streamed when I've streamed this live. I've tried to see how far I can get without using save states. But my God, it is the graphics. Everything is just amazing. It's worth it alone. And that's why I say if this whole cart was full of games at this quality, it would be lower on the list. But still, Super Painter, Multitude, Old Towers, Little Medusa, and yeah, those make it worth it. Creepy Crawlers is just bad. Same with Justice Duel. Coffee Crisis. It is a weird, wacky game, and I've had fun. But the hitboxes, Log Jammers is all right. But the other games, kind of down here, make it worth it. Along with Tanzer, you notice the theme this time. It's kind of more like indie-ish type games, into aftermarket games, different games. And that's where we're maybe kind of heading here, because then this next game is Indie Heroes 3. Now I have to say that really Indie Heroes 1, 2, or 3, they're all really, really good. If you don't have those collections, I highly recommend it. But I picked 3 because it's the latest one. And yeah, surprisingly, this isn't my number 1 pick, but you'll see why when I get to it. This could very well be a lot of people's number 1 picks. Donut Dodo is on it. That's I think why I had to pick this one. Which, those of you who don't know, Donut Dodo is such a great arcade game, and it's a native port. But if you love playing like Donkey Kong and Popeye and Burger Time, they've taken all those really, really just nostalgic moments from those games, and they combined it and made it their own completely unique thing. And I love speedrunning this on Sugar Rush. I say speedrunning. I think my best time may have gotten in the top 10, the number 10 for speedrun.com. But yeah, and you can also play other modes and all that where you just go by score. You don't have to speedrun it. Such a fun game. There was a time when I played this a lot on stream. They fixed it. There used to be delays between the levels. They fixed it. It's super fun. It's super addicting. The problem is whenever I play this, I have to beat my best time and get warmed up. And it's really addicting. If you got to chase that score. So yeah. Then we have Thunderpaw, which is a very unique platformer. It's more like a running gun, but it is really good. I think that Donut Dodo and Thunderpaw are maybe the 2 best games in this collection. Big to small, I do like my puzzle games. It's a pretty decent. I couldn't hold my attention, but yeah, it's kind of a fun little game. Magic and Legend Time Nights is very bizarre. You can beat it in 20 minutes. I think I beat it when I did my first impression. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. I don't know. It's strange. Doodle World Redrawn. Doodle World is fun. Again, a really short, 20, 30-minute game. Tales of Alexandria. I haven't completed this, but from what I played, it's a pretty cool, story-based adventure. Short game, but, really, really neat. Alien Cat 2, the Enhanced Edition. Yeah, they added more levels and everything to it. I really got more involved in this one. Yeah, I really did. Bubble Seahorse Adventures is all right. It was a mobile game. It's native. You can't remap your buttons, which is bad, but yeah, it's interesting. Ogre Boy Binder's Tale is like the poor man's Mega Man, but it's actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of fun to enjoy. Oh, Skate Cat. You can beat this in 30 minutes. I've beaten this on stream, but yeah, it's a very interesting kind of fun game. Bone Marrow, in my opinion, I don't like this. It's very misleading. And I thought it was going to be like the Shovel Knight puzzle game, but it's not. Some people like it. Tetris is the standard. I thought I don't know. You press buttons, move around. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't. Some of you might like it. I don't like it. Should be Monster Ball. It's really, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I think it's mainly designed for 4 players. Choo Choo Mimic is a lot of fun. But yeah, it's the thing with indie games, indie heroes rather, these indie games, some are good, some are definitely better than others. They're kind of short, quick drips to kind of go through and play. Except Thunderpaw actually, I think I'd like several hours into that, believe it or not. And Donut Dodo, that's what really makes it worth it. But there's another collection I like even more. We do say less is more, and you may be surprised by this. But yeah, this almost made my number one pick. When you see my number one pick, it'll be obvious as to why this, for those of you who know me, it'll be obvious to why this didn't make it. But yeah, this is something special. And I say less is more because you get 4 actual games and then there's a demo. And the other games are kind of short. Or actually, technically, you could say maybe you get 3 games. Let me explain. So Micromages alone by itself is a $10 or $15 game on Steam. It is fantastic. This is truly something unique because the levels are scrolling up, you know, as you're going through. And I played this only first player, so keep in mind. But the levels are scrolling up. There's bosses. You have to jump up and make your way around in time. It's something very different, and they designed it so it could be like 60K and actually fit on a Nintendo cartridge. Oh, and it's nuts. You've got to Google that video and watch it if you haven't. But yeah, it's worth it alone just for that. And then you get a second quest. And it's my understanding this is the first time they put these on a physical cart. And I've beaten the first one. I've almost beaten the second one. And so the quest is kind of like, like you've ever played Legend of Zelda second quest. It's like, yeah, you have like the same type of sprites and things, but everything is rearranged. It's a different game. Freaking love it. Bobble is a very unique. You can beat this game in 30 minutes, but it's so much fun. It is just it's amazing, right? If you to go through and save all the duckies, there's replayability. You can speed run it. It really gives you Metroid vibes. It's just, oh my god, it's so much fun. And then Space Seagulls, yeah, it's also a 30-minute game. Gives you Mega Man vibes, where the character looks life bar. So those games, I mean, these games are short. I think Micromages might have been an hour to a couple hours. I don't know. These games are short, but you really have that satisfaction of beating it. And then, yeah, Super Puncher demo. I really wish they would finish it. There's only like 2 levels. You can beat the thing in 5 or 10 minutes, but it's just really fun to kind of see what this game could be here. So yeah, it's not as many games as Indie Heroes, but I don't know, for some reason it just really connected with me. I wish we'd see more collections like this, and that's why I say less is more. Fewer kind of indie games, but just really good quality games. So I know not everyone will necessarily like that, but my number one pick should be no surprise to anybody. Yes, Sunsoft Collection 1. Now, there's definitely some nostalgia that really, really plays into this, but other than the nostalgia, there are some freaking top tier games on this. So let's go through the list. And there's Mr. Gimmick. Oh my god, I'd never played this before. It was only released in Japan and Scandinavia. It's tough as nails. It's a lot of fun. I haven't beaten it, but it is a really great game, and Save States makes that possible. And holy crap, Blaster Master, huge nostalgia for me. Big I do apologize. I just realized. There we go. StreamYard was not sharing. So yeah, there's Mr. Gimmick as you can see it. There's Blaster Master. And I was saying huge, nostalgia for me because as a kid, I loved this game. I'd own this game. You only get 3 continues. I think I got into like level 5. Could never beat it. Many attempts. Tried to get far. Never could beat it. Now that I actually am playing it again on a physical cart, I can feel the nostalgia. I have like a bunch of dust here on my hat. Hold on a second. What just happened here? My hat was so dusty. I really should wash it. I had to change out another hat. But I was saying that now, as an adult, with save states, I was finally able to beat this game. And if you haven't seen it, there we go. If you haven't seen it, I beat this live on stream, and for my channel members, I showed my many attempted fails and frustrations. But it was just so great to finally beat it as an adult, see the ending, and beat it on a cart. I mean, yeah, sure, you can play it in emulation or any other devices digitally, but there was something really satisfying about recapturing that nostalgia. Plus, Blaster Master is just a great game. For those of you who don't know, you drive around in it starts off as like a 2D side scroller, but you drive in this vehicle and you blow things up, and then you become the little guy there. And then when you're in that state, when you're in that kind of a suit. There's sacrifices that have to be made because you're not as powerful, and you get these little doodads to kind of shoot around at things. And then you have this overhead view and you fight bosses, and it's just, oh my god. So yeah, it's a great game, but there's also a lot of nostalgia, and it really brought the true Evercade experience for me. But even still, I recommend this as a number one because there's a lot of bangers on here. There's a couple of stinkers, or average. So yeah, that and Blaster Master Boy, it might as well be called like Bomberman Boy, but it was a lot of fun. Oh my god, I haven't beaten it, but it is a great game. It looks really good on the Super Pocket. And okay, so Aero the Acrobat, it's just, to me, it's just your like average like wannabe Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, a lot of people like this game, but for me, it didn't do it. But so Mr. Gimmick Blaster Master and this next game, Journey to Silis, whatever. It's not a platformer; it's a running gun. It is fantastic. It is tough as nuts. You have limited continues, but save states. I was able to beat it. And this game is a lot of fun. I also beat this on stream. I don't know if it took me like an hour or two. Played a lot of it off stream. But yeah, it's worth it just alone. And Mr. Gimmick Blaster Master. And this game, Blaster Master Boy, is a bonus. And they're Acrobat. It's not horrible, it's average. Arabian, it's Princess Leia. No, not that one. Haha. It's a fun game. It's an arcade port. I just found the third level very frustrating, and I couldn't get past it. So maybe it's just get good. But yeah. And then we do have a bonus. We do have a bonus. We'll talk about it in a second. So yeah, that's where this comes in at my number one spot. Just for those games, really make it worth it. And here's a bonus. So this bonus, if you're not really a fan of any of these games, you could replace it. And this is something truly unique that Blaze has not done. Yeah. So, what? I'm recommending a blue cart? Yes. Home Computer Heroes Collection 1. This is fantastic. They might as well have called this Indie Heroes Collection 4 at the time of making this. This is really great because there's some special games on this. And what I love is these are aftermarket homebrew games made within the last few years. And it really pushed some computer systems to the limit. So for C64, there's even an MSX title. So let's talk about this. And I'll tell you the ones that I don't like as much. There's a few, but there's a few awesome ones. There's a couple of stinkers like everything else. Attack of the Petsky Robots. I know not a lot of people. Some people like this game. For me, what I didn't like, I wanted it to be I thought it was more of you go around, you shoot things, but it's more of a puzzle, right? Like you have to move in the right spot, move things out of the way to block shots. It's not Twitch based, and I was kind of hoping it would have been. And it's kind of a weird, has a stiff movement to it. Some people really like it. I don't. But there are games that do make this worth it. And then Planet X2, I really could not get into the strategy game. If strategy games are your thing, not only that, I don't like strategy games that don't have mouse support really well, unless but like Farming Simulator or C64. Same with that game. That game, I think initially it was just they kind of like, it feels like they threw it together quickly. And they just kind of released it as a bonus or a joke. And then, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I don't like the real Farm Simulator. But forget about those three games. Because the next few games is what makes this worth it. Sword of Iana, oh my god. This is, I call it a platformer. It's more of like a kind of a Metroidvania. This is the MSX game. The controls are a little bit quirky. But once you get used to it, it is fantastic. And you don't even have to buy this cart to play that game. You can go to the developer's website and you can download it for free if you just want to load up the ROM and get a taste of it. Yes. So yeah, this game is fantastic. Citadel Remonstered, which I think is hilarious, remastered. This I played quite a bit through. The only thing is it starts you off on medium difficulty, which is a hard difficulty, which to me feels really impossible because the monsters they do too much damage and have too much hit points. But if you put it on easy, then the game feels like it plays normally. And if like you love like Doom, oh my god, if you love Doom, this is great. But it's its own thing. And I really liked it. And so this was something that it wasn't initially released in 1995. Good lord. And the remastered, I guess it's an expanded, it's kind of like they remastered it in 2022. But it's great though. It's a lot of fun. Tanks of Fury isn't bad. It's not super great. It's just about average. But yeah, you just have to go through, blow away the other tanks. I think it's more meant for 4 players. It's still kind of cool 1 player, but I mean, it's not like a horrible game. But What makes it worth it, also, it's Bridge Strike. Oh my god, if you love River Raid, holy crap. That's like a remastered version. The loading times are a little bit longer. I don't know why, but it'll save your score and all that without using save states. But yeah, it's a shoot 'em up. Yeah, but this is fantastic. If you love River Raid, oh my god. So Bridge Strike, Citadel Remonstered, and Sword of Iona make this collection worth it. So much so that it wouldn't even matter if these stinkers here at the top, especially Planet and Farming Sim. Attack of the Pesky Robots, maybe. As it wasn't my cup of tea. And Tank Sphere is all right. But yeah, that's kind of a bonus game to kind of add or play if you haven't in a while. So let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Are you new to Evercade? Are you thinking of getting an Evercade? Or are you into Evercade and you're like, oh yeah, I haven't played these carts. What do you think of my other top 5 carts? I'd really like to know. And if you happen just to kind of find me through the YouTube verse, I would appreciate a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. You can also follow me on Blue Sky. I originally just created an account and started doing that because mainly for Twitter. I'm sorry, mainly for YouTube. I don't use Twitter anymore. I mainly post to the community tab for updates and things and like going live. And speaking of which, there's probably one of these things around here that you can go ahead and click on. And you can set the notification for when I go live next. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I am now going to go ahead and thank my channel members. And bye-bye. Thanks, Crashline, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whiplash.